Bro, that was stupid. Okay. Sorry about that. Got a technical issue that happened there. So, yeah. It's kind of annoying. Give me 1 second. Should all be working now? So, yeah. Sometimes. Some folks are winners, some only lose. Some are go-getters, some only cruise. Sometimes we try hard and give it our all. Sometimes we give up. What else can we do? I told you you'd hate it. Actually, I like it. What? Don't just say it's good because I'm a girl. Be honest. But no, it has nothing to do with you being a girl. I genuinely like the poem. Really? Yeah, it's simple, but still pretty effective. Finally, someone who gets it. People in high school think poetry has to be so formal and vague. But they don't realize that simple writing is just as effective, if not more. The reader shouldn't have to search for the meaning. That's just stupid. Besides, the simpler the writing, the more emphasis on wordplay. Like how I made most of the lines start with some. Yeah, I noticed that. Made the last couplets even more powerful. Yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Well, good job then. Ha! Didn't expect that from the youngest of the club, did you? Yeah, I guess not. And last but not least, Monica herself. Don't be teleporting me to the edge of the universe now. Hi, Seaman. Hope you've been enjoying your time here. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, she's facing the side again, too. I probably sound like a broken record by now, but everyone's been really welcoming. Haha, well, a broken record isn't so bad when it plays something so nice. I guess so. Anyway, since you're new and everything, feel free to bring up any questions or concerns you might have. It's my duty as president to make sure that everything is perfect. I'd have to say that you've been doing a good job of that already. I doubt that I'll ever have anything to complain about. Either way, I'm always open to new suggestions for the club as well. So don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. She says that, but it's going to be a bit intimidating to try and criticize Monica of all people. I really don't think that there's going to be anything I'll need to speak up about either. One of the other girls would probably say something before I ever needed to. Itsuki definitely would. Now that that's out of the way, I feel like sharing your poem with me. I mean, I don't really have a choice in the matter, do I? You shouldn't be thinking like that. Yeah, I was just joking. Kinda. It's alright, Seaman. I get that it's probably really awkward for you to share creative work when you're just a beginner. Especially since the rest of us have a bit more experience than you do. That's an understatement. Don't worry though, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? I don't think many people out there share their poetry on a regular basis. But it's the sort of thing that you get used to pretty quickly once you get it over with. Yeah, that's true. I handed my poem over with a sigh. Don't grade me too harshly. Haha, you'll be fine. I watch nervously as she quickly scans through my poem. Interesting poem, Seaman. It has a very mellow, yet emotional feel to it. I didn't know that you were this in tune with your feelings. I can feel my cheeks slowly growing hotter at teasing. Hey, you think? No need to feel embarrassed about this. Poetry is a very personal thing, so it's not surprising to see you putting your raw emotions down on paper. Actually, your poem reminds me of something Sayori would write. Really? How so? I mean, you and Sayori are really good friends, right? Shouldn't be too far-fetched for you two to write similarly. Well, I guess you could say that we used to be good friends at least. Kind of drifted apart over the years, so I guess it surprises me that we could still have things like this in common. This club is the perfect opportunity to become closer again then, don't you think? I guess so. Anyway, much like yours, Sayori's writing tends to have a gentle feel to it. She often uses her words to quietly meander through her imagination and explore different emotions. Most of the time, I find that she addresses happiness and sadness in equal amounts, creating a bittersweet tone. Well, it's kind of unexpected of her. Maybe she's changed more throughout the years than I thought. I know, right? Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy the pain of tragedy as well? You know, sometimes you sound like Yuri when you talk about poetry. Yeah, really? Yeah, I guess you really like it then, huh? You could say that. Really make me happy if you could get into poetry as well. No pressure, right? For real though, feel free to explore different things and experiment. Maybe you'll find yourself writing in a way you never would have thought you would, just like Sayori does. Yeah, I'm sure I'll end up doing a lot of different things before I settle on my own style. And it'll still take a while before I'm completely comfortable sharing it. It's perfectly fine. In fact, I'd probably be more surprised if you immediately started writing with your own style. Most people go through the same process that you're going through right now. Trying new things is the best way to find the kind of style that suits you after all. Anyway, when you talk to everyone about it, naturally, they'll be a bit biased toward their own kinds of styles. After all, I know I am. But don't force yourself to write in some way, just because someone else wants you to. You should try to focus on what you want to do. Feel free to ask me for help anytime, though. I try to be as objective as possible when I talk to people about these topics. Thanks. I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. It doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? Always on duty as the club president, eh? Well, let's get to the reading then. The box. I see, but I don't believe. A lone fingerprint, glistening on gleaming glass. Was it me? Was I always the one in the dark? I pound on the glass. My prison. Why? Why me? The pain jolts me back. The understanding pouring down like heavy rain. It's all a farce. My heart's on display. My life is but a script, just playing away. The world out there seemed so bright. It was so free. So many choices, so much potential. Maybe I could have had a chance. I realize now that there was never a choice. I was stuck in this box, and they, on the other side, chose for me. Yeah, that's a sad one right there. So, what do you think? I don't quite know how to say it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to be asking for feedback. It's okay. I definitely get a certain kind of feeling from reading your poem, but I'm not sure how to put it into words. I can understand that. Just try to articulate it however you want. You can use metaphors outside of poetry, you know? Well, when you put it like that, I don't know. I'd say that your poem is kind of abstract. Very vague, at least. Like, I can't quite tell what exactly you're talking about, but even so, I can feel what the speaker's feeling. Yeah, I think that describes my poem pretty well. do like my metaphors. Well, you'd probably be hard-pressed to find a poem without a metaphor, actually. Yeah, they're pretty well covered in English classes, at least. The ability to convey emotions and concepts through words describing things even the writer might never have experienced before. I find that really powerful. When you write metaphorically, it allows the reader to focus on the emotions in the poem. I guess it kind of opens it up for the reader to have their own interpretations. Interpretations? Huh. Exactly. It's fascinating when people can diverge from their creator's original intent to find their own meaning in a work of art. Yeah. What was your original interest then? I think it would be more fun if you tried to figure it out for yourself. And that just makes me more curious now. I would be too. Maybe I'll tell you one day. But for now, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem, or anything for that matter, you get too fixated on a specific point. But if you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. So the best thing to do is to just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. And it's the same one from Vanilla. So just move your hand and write whatever is in your heart. Easier said than done. I get what she's trying to say though. It's better to look back on your work with fresh eyes after you've got something down sometimes. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye, bye-bye. Phew, I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was surprisingly fun, albeit a bit stressful. I already knew that I wouldn't be able to write to the quality of the girls, but I tried my best. Everyone here is incredibly talented. Well, the girls, at least. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting again. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As I watch, Natsuki breezes through Yuri's poem, her eyes skipping over the words. Meanwhile, Yuri stares at the paper in her hands, smiling sadly. Natsuki quickly hands Yuri her poem back. Here, I'm done. Already? Yeah, it's not like it was super hard to read. I'm not illiterate, you know. Huh, it's hard for me to understand, at least. I just want to make sure that you caught all the figurative language that I employed. Yeah, I did. It was fancy. Thanks. However, I believe that you'd enjoy it more if you looked deeper into it. I enjoyed it oh, she didn't like it. I enjoyed it plenty already. Anyway, are you finished with my poem then? Yes, yours is cute. Cute? Did you learn anything from our conversation yesterday? Yuri looks shocked, regret seeping into her expression. Seems like both girls still hold their own prejudices, despite whatever common ground they have. How can it be cute? You're standing there, thinking that I haven't read your poem, when it's really you who hasn't read mine. It's clearly about the push and pull between giving up and trying hard. I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. Well, maybe you should look deeper into my poem. Because I use that type of language on purpose. I see. But if I may give a suggestion, these more involved subject matters may be better suited to more complex diction. The art of poetry is deeply intertwined with... Look, I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me. I'm sorry, but I don't quite understand. Writing in this way doesn't make you look cool or smart, okay? It just makes you look super pretentious. If you write with a thesaurus open next to you, you're just going to alienate everyone. Using all these big words to make up for the lack of depth. Poetry isn't about impressing people, so you can just stop. Man, she's so mean. Holy crap. I stare wide-eyed at Monika and Sayori, who have now also fallen silent. They stare back at me, looking unsure of what to do. I'm guessing that they don't usually have many arguments in the club, though tensions between Natsuki and Yuri already seemed kind of high. Lack of depth. Yeah, that's right. So if I can give some suggestions now. Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I really must ask. What makes you believe that I'll accept your advice after you've been so rude to me? Rude? That was just blunt honesty. You ever consider that other people don't hold the same opinions as you? What are you trying to say? I really need to spell it out for you. Yeah, you do. I want to see if you're really going there. The irony. I dare you to say it. Yuri gives a small laugh of disbelief. I must thank you, Natsuki. I've never been this angry in my life. It's actually giving me the courage to speak up. Is this why you're angry with me all the time? Guys, we shouldn't... This doesn't involve you. Sayori, please don't rob me of my moment. So this is your moment to shine or something? Strange things take pride in, don't you think? No. It's my moment to finally speak my mind. Well, I still have the strength to. Yuri. Natsuki, have you ever realized how selfish you are? Suddenly, Yuri seems to be overpowering everyone else in the room. Well, what? Everything always needs to go your way. You always jump to conclusions and make rash decisions without regard for the consequences. It's never your fault, is it? You don't know me. No. You don't know me, either. And yet you spoke as if you knew everything about me. Quite simply, you don't. The very fact that you don't think your blunt honesty was incredibly rude just goes to show how narrow-minded you truly are. Ooh, she's offended by that. Seizing her moment, Yuri boldly carries on, disdain dripping from each word. I know it must be a difficult concept for you to understand. The whole world doesn't revolve around you and your manga. So tell me, why should I take advice from someone who can only see their own perspective? Everyone knows it. Monika, Sayori, even Seaman. Don't you remember how hostile you were to Seaman when he first joined us? I wasn't being hostile. We haven't had a new member in a long time. Sorry, not sorry for keeping on my toes. And that's how I talk to everyone, not just the Seaman. Am I supposed to change my whole personality to cater to how you think I should be? If Seaman has a problem with my jokes, he can tell me. You don't get to speak for him. Mary closes her eyes and shakes her head, carrying on as if she didn't hear the outburst. Do you really expect a new member to be able to speak up so easily? Not everyone is as unafraid of being a brutish cretin as you. Cretin or cretin? I think it's cretin. What? The rest of us were so excited to have a new member, but did that thought ever cross your mind? No. You just let your own selfish thoughts dictate your behavior. Selfish? They weren't You could have scared them off. That might have been what you wanted. But what about the rest of us? I just explained myself, for God's sake, but as per usual, you aren't listening. You know, for someone who's been ranting on about how narrow-minded I am, you're pretty intolerant yourself. There, I used a big word. Do I sound like Shakespeare yet? Am I worthy of your attention now? Ouch, both girls really have their claws out. Also, Monika and Sayori didn't have any issue with me yesterday. It's just you. Of course they didn't, Suki. They just didn't say anything. Monika is too responsible, and Sayori is too kind. So why don't we ask Seaman then, as the more unbiased spectator? Fine. Seaman, who's right, me or Yuri? How did I get dragged into this in the first place? I don't even know what they want me to decide on at this point. Should I just ignore all the personal stuff and just ask them and just talk about their poetry? That's what started the argument after all. It's not like I'm a good judge of writing quality, given that I'm just a beginner. I don't think it would be fair for me to take either side either, especially since I'm new here. Maybe I should defer to one of the club's leaders. So of course that's gonna be... I'm gonna defer to... Let's save. Not a lot of Sayori today. It's too Sayori. I hate being put on the spot like this. Both Yuri and Natsuki are looking at me. While their hostility isn't aimed at me, I still feel like I'm the target for the anger in their eyes. Guys, I gulp nervously as a bead of sweat trickles down my neck. I'm really not the best judge for this. After all, I'm new, so I'm painfully aware how weak my voice sounds. Neither girl looks at me. Oh, ouch, both of them don't look impressed. Wow, real help you are. Natsuki. Let me guess, blah blah blah, you're being so rude, you're a broken record, Yuri. Shut up. Ah, so you're finally realizing how insolent you are. You got there in the end. Well done. You are such a Stop! That's funny, stop. We're all stunned into silence. I've never heard Sayori angry before. Even Natsuki looks taken aback. Immediately, the anger on Sayori's face is replaced by a flood of tears, the anger giving way to sadness. Guys, enough of this. Please. You're tearing apart this club. But please don't do this. I love this place so much. You guys are both my friends. I hate it when people fight. It's horrible. This place means so much to me. And I know it means a lot to you guys as well. So please, can we stop arguing over whose style is better? It doesn't even matter. You're both unique, and that's what counts. Yuri and Natsuki are both looking incredibly ashamed of themselves. I guess neither of them expected that their own argument would hurt Sayori so much. That once raging fire has been snuffed out, replaced with smoldering embers. I really like your simple style, Natsuki. It's so nice to sit down and read a poem that springs to life. And I know the others do as well. Monica and I nod in earnest, putting a small smile on her face. And Yuri, I'm amazed at how complex and deep your poems are. They're really in-depth. But there's no need to argue over which style is better. You can't really compare them anyway. Depends on what mood you're in. She's right, guys. Sometimes you're just in the mood for something simple. Sometimes you might want something a bit more complex. It's like music or movies. People like variety. You can't really say that comedy as a genre is better than action, can you? Both types appeal to different things. You wouldn't watch an action movie for the laughs, would you? I look over to Sayori and give her a reassuring smile. She returns with a watery smile of her own, rubbing the tears away. You said it, Seaman. Let's do something. Damn, I was saying all this! I'm not gonna lie, Loki thought it was Sayori who was saying that. Wow, man, I have some intelligence in this. You said it, Seaman. She turns to face Yuri and Natsuki once more. Now, you both said some stuff that was pretty mean, but I know neither of you meant it. Neither of you are narrow-minded, though it would be nice if you could like each other's stuff a bit more. So could you try doing that a little? Please, for me, for the club. I can't help but laugh as she puts on the puppy dog eyes. I don't think she realizes the right time to use them. Sure, whatever. I'll try. Yuri takes a deep breath, finally lifting her eyes off the floor. You're right, Sayori. I'll also make more of an effort. And Natsuki? What? Natsuki still looks quite defiant, as though expecting another insult from Yuri. I apologize for what I said. Your style has its own merits. Natsuki blinks, as though slapped in the face. She clearly wasn't expecting an apology. Meh, it's fine. Don't think about it. Your style is... She diverts her eyes downwards once more. I guess what I'm trying to say is, you write poetry well. I shouldn't have said that stuff. Me neither. There's an awkward silence. That's much better, guys. Thank you for putting your differences aside. I'll really appreciate it. I'll go and make some tea. She rushes off as Natsuki wanders over the closet. I glance over at Monica. She hasn't said a word throughout the whole argument, which surprised me. I should have been the one who said all of that. Why didn't you then? I wince as the words leave my mouth. They sounded more accusatory than I would have liked. Well, I am the leader and I run this club, but I'm not the greatest with people. I frown. If she isn't great with people, how can she run a club? She must have caught the confusion on my face as she hesitated to explain. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I'm fine with people. It's just their drama I can't really deal with. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, that's why you have Sayori, right? She's an excellent vice president, able to deal with conflict much better. What? She was... Okay. She's an excellent... never mind, no. She's an excellent vice president, able to deal with conflict much better than I can. Which is pretty embarrassing, at least for me. That should have been my duty to deal with, not hers. I don't blame you. Seriously, it was pretty tough to get involved. I could barely speak up. True. That's exactly the sort of thing that a president should be able to deal with. Nah, come on, Monica. Don't see it like that. You and Sayori just have different strengths, that's all. I always thought of her as a little ditzy sometimes. But she definitely has a knack for such social situations. Definitely. I'm very grateful to have her as my vice president. Well, the both of you do a really good job running this place. I know that's a bit of an early assessment. But you know, first impressions and all. She smiles sweetly at me, causing my stomach to knot. You're too kind, Seaman. I'm glad Sayori brought you along to the club. I really do hope you stick around. Don't worry, I will. Monica seems like such a genuine person, and she makes a great president, regardless of what she might think. Hopefully I'll be able to properly get to know her during the school year. Alright everyone, it's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing your poetry? I noticed that she carefully avoids mentioning the argument that just... Yeah, I was just thinking about that myself. Like, that was a pretty big argument right there. It was a lot of fun. Some moments were worth it. It was alright. Well, mostly. Seaman, how about you? I actually really enjoyed myself. It seems I do like expressing myself through poetry. A lot more than I initially thought. Everyone looks intently at me. The girls smiling at me. Really cool getting to see everyone's different writing styles. Yeah, that's a cool thumb. It's a cool something. It's a good screenshot of it. It's probably going to be my thumbnail now for these streams, because I'm going to probably be doing the whole thing in stream. Mostly as an archive. I don't need to have... This is like a 20-hour game, apparently. I don't need that on my laptop, man. I'm gonna have an SSD, but like... I'm not gonna stream it. It was really cool getting to see everyone's different writing styles. That's awesome! In that case, I'll do the same thing tomorrow. And hopefully you'll learn something from us too. So your poems will turn out even better. Yeah. I think to myself a bit as I begin to pack up. Today I managed to learn a bit more about the kinds of poems that everyone likes. With any luck, I'll be able to learn more about the girls as individuals through their themes and messages. I nod to myself, turning to Sayori. Hey Sayori, ready to walk home? Sure. Alright, see you guys tomorrow then. As we leave the clubroom, Sayori turns back to wave at the girls, and I do the same. Natsuki smiles, and quickly looks away to act like she doesn't care. Yuri awkwardly smiles and nods. And as expected from the school idol, Monica gives a friendly grin and waves back. Sayori, about what happened earlier. Eh? What do you mean? You know, between Yuri and Natsuki. I remember you told me yesterday that they sometimes bicker, but all their arguments are all their arguments normally that bad? I feel a little guilty as I ask her, as I know she doesn't like talking about conflict. There's a slight dip in the cheeriness of her voice as she replies. Nah, not at all. They have their differences, but it's the first time I've ever seen them fight like that. They're both wonderful people, I promise. You don't hate them or anything, do you? Not at all. It's only normal for people to argue. I guess I was just curious after all. You know them better than I do. Sayori lets out a relieved sigh. You know, C-Man, it's been so nice seeing you again. I don't really think we'd get to spend much time with one another again. Yeah, tell me about it. It's been really fun hanging out again. I don't really know when we started drifting, or why. Guess it was just life coming between us. Who said that last line? Was it Sayori? Yeah, it was Sayori. Guess it was just life coming between us. She nods, looking a little reflective. Still, I'm glad you let me join your club. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a bit doubtful when you told me it was about literature. But hey, I guess it just goes to show that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. She giggles and I frown. Did I say something funny? You got that one from Natsuki, didn't you? What? Oh right, she did say that yesterday. Sayori might be known as a bit of an airhead, but sometimes she can really notice things that others don't. An airhead, that's funny. I wonder, what's it really like inside her head? You haven't changed at all, C-Man. You always knew how to make me laugh. I blushed slightly. I've never really known how to react to that compliment, especially since it comes. You know, I've never known how. I've been told that before. I don't know how to react to that either. How do you react to that? Like low key. I don't know how to do that. Yeah, whatever. I've never really known how to react to that compliment, especially when it comes to from someone of the opposite sex. I'm glad I'm still able to do that. I'll be honest though, I didn't think I'd make many new friends by joining the club. Well, they're a really nice bunch. I'm not surprised. Yeah, pretty warm welcome. She nods contently. Anyway, that's what the future holds. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, see you tomorrow. These girls are all interesting characters, aren't they? Different personalities and a variety of writing styles. Yet they're all united under the same club. I briefly wonder how Monica found all of them. Just 2 days, I feel like I've made progress with each member. Getting to know Yuri and Natsuki. Actually getting to talk to Monica a little bit. And of course, reuniting with an old friend. I never would have guessed this would all come from joining the club, but hey, I'm not complaining. Let's just hope my writing improves over time, so I can write poems to a standard more like theirs. Speaking of which, there's work to be done tonight. Let's do this. I like this animation, it's a nice animation. I kinda wish the old game had it, the vanilla. Would have been nice. Okay, gonna do something a little different this time. So when I played the vanilla, I pretty much always did Yuri. And, of course, last night I did Sayori. But I'm gonna try and get either Yuri or probably Natsuki, because in the vanilla game I didn't really get to experience much of her. Like, never once actually, like, did her. I only ever did Yuri or Yuri or Sayori. So, yeah, I'm gonna try that. She likes the shorter words, I heard, so crap like joy. Oh, I guess not. What about Lily? Dang, I can never get her. I always get like these two. Let's try vitality. Bro. What about party? Bro, I literally haven't gotten her. Papa. There we go, I got her once. Clumsy, it has to be. Really? Bro, I am not paying attention enough to this game. Wrath. Vertigo? Crap, bro. Okay, I might as well just try for Yuri then, since I got Sayori. Parfait. Incapable. Lucky. Candy. Kitty. Vivicacious is definitely gonna be, okay. Tragedy. Bunny. Oh, manga's definitely gonna be her. Photograph. I actually might do Sayori again. Depression. Oh, I'm really doing her, okay. Let's try unrestrained and extraordinary. I think I got Sayori again, I did her a lot. Alright, I guess we're doing a Sayori run. That was unexpected. Just a few days ago, I never would have thought that I'd look forward to an extracurricular so much. But here I am, back for another club meeting, and anticipating new antics from everybody. The usual scene awaits me as I step into the club room. Hi, C. Yeah, I got Sayori again. Hi, C-Man. Hey, Sayori. Looks like you're in a good mood today. I'm just still not used to being in the club. Used to you being in the club. That's all. That's so. Well, it's nice to see you so cheery. Anyway, what's new? Oh, I've got some exciting news. What's up? Did you know that the student store sells that new brand of strawberry milk now? I saw when I passed by on the way here. I should have known better than to expect actual news from Sayori. Huh, I don't think I've tried that yet. I don't know, strawberry milk is usually too sweet for me. The crap is sweet though. I got some strawberry milk from the convenience store like a month or two ago. That crap had like 87 grams of sugar a day. I'm not even exaggerating. I might as well have a Coke at that point. What? But it goes great with melon. Oh, I love melon bread. Oh my god, melon bread. Sayori, you could eat a packet of raw sugar and you'd still say it's not sweet enough. Melon bread is good though. Hey, that's an exaggeration. Seriously though, it goes really well with bread. I should try that. It's gonna be like 80 grams. That's like 90 grams of sugar. Then I'm gonna get diabetes. The milk is sweet, but it still has that unique tart strawberry flavor. That's eased by the richness of the milk. Strawberry milk is good though. And when you pair that with fresh bread, the sweetness is spread out even more. So it's just the right amount of flavor. Wow, when did you become Gordon Ramsay? Ha, I'm a food expert, so you should trust me on this. I mean, given how many snacks you eat every day, I don't doubt that you know your food well. I'm gonna take that as a compliment, you meanie. So I'm the meanie for giving her a compliment? Yeah, for giving her a compliment. Anyway, aren't you hungry now? Talking about food always makes me hungry. Now that you mention it, maybe a little. Great, let's go to the student store and buy snacks together then. Ah, now I see what she's playing at. I raise an eyebrow and Sayori notices. Hee, C-Man. Why are you looking at me like that? Well, Sayori, I have a nagging suspicion that... Yep, it's happened in the vanilla too. You're only trying to convince me to come because you don't have any money. Did you just want me to buy you a snack? What? I would never do that. Oh, really? It's your purse. Huh? Your purse. Let's see it. Haha, Sayori laughs awkwardly as she pulls out her purse. She opens with it and dumps its contents onto the desks. Two small coins, yeah, from the game, 2 small coins fall out. Tisk, tisk, tisk. This little ruse might have actually worked had Sayori not pulled it on me numerous times when we were younger. The amount of times she managed to trick me into buying her another ice cream. I guess some things never change. Nice try, Sayori. Oh, fair. How do you know? Haha. Now, wouldn't you like me to know? Just call it an intuition. In response, she sticks her tongue out at me. Typical. Haha. Yuri suddenly giggles. Eh? I didn't notice she was eavesdropping. Looking over in her direction, I catch her peeking over the top of a book. Ah! I wasn't listening or anything. There was just something in my book. Yeah, sure you weren't listening. Yuri. Tell C-Man to let me borrow some money. That's none of my business, Sayori. Yeah, you go, Yuri. That's what you should say. Besides, you should only buy what you can responsibly afford. It's shameful to manipulate people into doing or buying things for you. Wow, isn't that a little harsh? I'm only messing around with Sayori after all. Ah, did I just... I didn't mean that. That came out much harsher than intended. Sorry, I just, well... Yuri blushes in embarrassment, looking away from us while playing with the strand of her hair. I apologize for how I've been acting lately. Looks like she still might be a bit ashamed of how she acted yesterday. Hee. You know, it's okay to be honest sometimes. You shouldn't always keep things that bother you to yourself. Did I say, was that that's or theirs? That was totally theirs, right? Oh no, it wasn't that. There's no way you could think that after. You were right though. I shouldn't trick people into buying me things. Funny how your 10-year-old self didn't see it that way. Yuri lets out a small laugh, covering her mouth with her hand. Even the way she laughs is so shy and proper. Ah, This mischievous behavior something Sayori used to display as a child then? Oh yeah, though back then I fell for it, time and time again. You wouldn't believe how much candy Sayori managed to con me out of. Hey, why? Why? How do you pronounce that? Why? I don't know. Don't make me have to be so sneaky, see, man. Although those candies were so good. I'm surprised, Sayori, coming from you. I guess there's a little devil inside all of us, isn't there? Hee. What's going on here? Nothing much. Sayori was just up to some mischief. Oh? Yeah, she tried to trick me out of buying her a snack. Hey, that's not true. Monika's smile is wily. Is it wily? Why? Right? I forgot how to pronounce that word. I used to know it too, man. I'm getting dumber as the years go on. I think it's wily. Why? That's a weird word. It's like Wiley. Riley? It's not Riley like your name. It's Y. It's Wiley. Something like that. He turns to me. I'm assuming this isn't the first time. Well, you'd be right. We all share a little chuckle after that. Well, everyone except Sayori does. Hey, you guys are being really mean. Okay, we're sorry. But you did bring this upon yourself. Yeah, I know. But in my defense, I am really hungry. Well, Natsuki chimes in. If you're really that hungry, you can have this if you want. She offers up a giant cookie wrapped in plastic. Sayori immediately snatches it out of her hands. Thank you. Sayori hugs the cookie. Jeez, just eat it. That's exactly what I'd say too, funny enough. Sayori rapidly tears open the wrapper and takes a big bite. It's so good. Sayori suddenly clasps her hands around her mouth. I bit my tongue. Ha! You're going through a lot over just one cookie. Natsuki takes a bite of her own cookie. Yours looks really good too, Natsuki. Can I try it? Jeez. Beggars can't be choosers. Yours is chocolate. Yeah, why do you think I gave you that one? Fine. Still, I'm really happy that you shared this one with me. Sayori gets out of her seat and goes behind Natsuki and wraps her arms around her. Jeez. I get it. Cookie still in hand, Natsuki reaches up to nudge Sayori off her. Sayori suddenly leans down and takes a bite out of Natsuki's cookie. Hey! Did you seriously just do that? Mouth full of Sayori trots away to safety. It still makes me laugh, even though I've already read this. Yuri, Monika, and I laugh as well. Jeez, you're such a kid sometimes. Monika, can you tell Sayori to quit taking my stuff? Sayori, you know you shouldn't do something like that without permission. Monika scolds Sayori. I know. I'm sorry, Natsuki. That was so good. Hey, everyone but Natsuki chuckles. These things happen a lot, Monika? A little bit too much, to be honest. Don't worry, it's all in good fun. Good fun is teasing each other from time to time, not stealing food. Yeah, you tell me, Natsuki. Now calm down, it's no big deal. Natsuki pouts in her seat. Everyone calms down and quickly returns to their normal activities. Sayori has already managed to finish the entire cookie. Oh, a fat ass over here. Meanwhile, Natsuki gets up and heads for the closet, and Yuri is already lost in her book. See man. She suddenly comes up to me. I need to get some stuff from another classroom. Can you come with me? Stuff? What stuff? Well, you know how the festival's right around the corner. Monika is gonna make some posters and advertise it. So we'll need to get some crayons and markers and glue sticks, that kind of stuff. Alright. Yeah, I'll come with you. Yay! We'll be back real soon, Monika. Aha, you seem quite excited about this, Sayori. Of course, it's so much fun exploring empty classrooms, isn't that right? Monika laughs and nods at us. Okay, just don't forget the poster paper. I won't. Ready, C-Man? Let's go. Sayori and I exit the clubroom. I follow behind as she hums and skips around the hallway. Honestly, it feels like I'm taking a kid to the mall or something. Sayori finds pleasure in the simplest things sometimes. Everything is like an adventure to her. Hey, Sayori. What exactly are we doing for the festival, anyway? Not sure how you would make an event out of literature. Hehe. Monica and I have it all planned out. Don't you worry. Is that so? Yep. We're gonna do a poetry performance. A performance? Of what kind? Well, everyone is gonna take turns on stage and recite their favorite poems. Ah, that sounds... well, not exactly boring, but will people be that interested? See, man, you're not thinking about it the right way at all. It's not just about reading poems. It's about performing them. Like you say, the lines of a poem, like, between my feet, the last remaining flower beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moment between my fingers. But to what ends have I summoned this joy? For now, when I look in every direction, the once prosperous field before me is but a barren wasteland. Like that. Wow, Sayori. I had no idea you had that in you. Huh? What do you mean? I've just never heard you talk like that. Yeah, that was indeed something right there. You just made that up on the spot. It's crazy. That must take some actual, like, real intelligence. I don't think I could just make something like that up on the spot. Surely she had that. Surely she just had that memorized, but still. It's crazy. I've just never heard you talk like that before. No, it's not a bad thing. It was really good. It's just a big contrast from your bubbly self. I'm sure Yuri or Monica would really appreciate it too. I've been working super hard on that. Ah, yeah, no, okay. I don't know why I thought she made that up. I've been working super hard on that poem. So it's good to know you liked it. I'm excited for the festival. Not just because we all get to eat loads of stuff, like Mitsuki said. Hey, meanie. No, not just because of that. Though that is part of it. Hey, see, man, this classroom here is empty. I think we'll find what we need in here. Let's start our mission. Strange choice of words for someone going to a classroom to get art supplies. But hey, that's Sayori in a nutshell. Living in her own little world. Her childlike enthusiasm is infectious and brings about a special feeling I forgot I had in me. Some kind of innocent sense of wonder, where even the most mundane of tasks are quests, and walking down the classroom's a magical journey. Ooh, magical. And the two of us enter the classroom. Sayori heads straight to the closet and I follow. Let's see what we have in here. Crayons! Sayori pulls a box full of crayons off the shelf. They're the best brand, too. They're kind of dirty, though. Sayori starts pulling various crayons out of the box and reading the color names. I'll write this one down. Oh, that's one down. Don't get distracted, we still need to find... Wait, I'm looking for my favorite color. Fine. Can you move over that so I can look for the poster paper? Ah, I dropped one by accident. Smack. Ooh. Okay. Sayori bends over and smacks her forehead right into the shelf. She falls onto the floor and crayons spill all over her lap. Oh no. Ow. No. Poor Sayori. Sayori, are you okay? My forehead. Sayori clutches her forehead. What happened? Did you cut it? Is it bruised or... No, nothing like that. I think I just bumped it. Geez, Sayori. Really had me worried for a second there. I can't help but let out a chuckle. It's such a typical thing to happen to her. It's almost like she's got clumsy written across her forehead. Which, fittingly enough, is where she's hurt herself. Hey, what are you laughing, you meanie? Sorry. I'm not laughing at you or anything, it's just, this is so typical of you. What's that meant to mean? Nothing, let's see her forehead. Since Sayori's sitting on the floor, I grab her by the waist and pull her out of the closet. You have to move your hand, Sayori. But it hurts. Hell no, the fucking sus scene. I cursed, whatever. The sus scene. I'll be gentle, I promise, it won't hurt. Sayori suddenly releases her hands from her forehead and gently brush her bangs to the side. Ow! Sorry. There's a huge red mark on the center of her forehead. A bump is starting to form as well. Don't worry. It's not that bad, but it really hurt. This is a sus scene, man. Look at that shit, man. Her whimpering triggers a really strong protective instinct I didn't know I had. Hey, I'll get you some ice. It'll keep the swelling down, and should relieve a bit of the pain. Just stay here, okay? Be back as soon as I can. Actually, where could I find some ice? Think, Simeon, think. I got it. A cold drink should do the trick. You sure? You don't have to. I think I make a great unicorn. That's funny. Even wincing from the pain, she makes a silly joke. I'm sure you'll make a great unicorn, but I think I prefer you as a human. Unicorns are so cool, though. Anyway, I'll be right back, okay? Okay. I pat Sayori on the shoulder and run out into the hallway. The sus scene is finally over. I locate the nearest vending machine. What should I get? Doesn't really matter, because she won't be drinking it. But I know Sayori likes apple juice, so I get that one. In just a moment, I'm already returning to the class from where I left Sayori. She has one palm on her forehead and is using the other hand to clumsily scoop crayons back into the box. At least they were already in the wrong spots before I spilled them. Here you go. I hand Sayori the bottle of apple juice. It's nice and cold. Sayori opens the cap and starts drinking from it. Sayori, what are you doing? It's for your forehead, idiot. Sorry, I forgot. Haha. How hard did you hit your head? Sayori places the bottle against the bump on her head. Immediately, her laughter subsides, replaced by a gasp of pain. Oh, it stings. I know, I'm sorry. It'll feel better soon enough, though, I promise. Looks like you cleaned up most of the crayons, so that's good. Hey, see, man? This kind of reminds you of growing up, doesn't it? Huh? What do you mean? You know, how we used to play outside all the time. I would always try to keep up with you. You were kind of oblivious in some ways. Like I usually fell behind or had trouble climbing on the things you did. But sometimes when I tried to do things I couldn't, I would get myself hurt. I'd fall and scrape myself, or get a bump. And I would start crying really hard. And someone would rush over as quick as you could. Yeah, and you would rush over as quick as you could. You would try really hard to get me to stop crying. It's almost like you blamed yourself and were afraid of getting in trouble if someone found out. Even though it really wasn't your fault at all, you know? I remember those days. You were always so clumsy. And I guess not much has changed. Yeah. Hey, I did this deliberately, yeah, sure. You know, I raised an eyebrow. I've always wanted to be a unicorn. That has to be perhaps the least believable excuse I've heard in a while. Okay. I guess I've never really been on the grateful side. I did always feel bad whenever you got hurt when we played together. Looking back, I should have been more mindful of what you could and couldn't do. I guess it's the same here. If I hadn't rushed you out of the closet, you probably wouldn't have hurt yourself. My mother was right. She'd scold me after you got hurt, always telling me I had to be more careful around you. See, man, I feel bad about it. It's my own fault for being so clumsy. Besides, even if I got hurt, these times are still my favorite memories of us. Those are these, hang on. Those times are still my favorite. Okay, I got that wrong. Also made me realize how thoughtful you were. Huh? I wasn't thoughtful at all. I just got you hurt. No, that's not what I mean. You're always looking out for me. Even after all those years, you always rush to help me. No matter what the situation, you're always there to reassure me, make me feel safe. I don't really do this kind of thing all the time. It's just around you. It feels natural, I guess. I just do it subconsciously. Before I even know it, I'm treating you like that. Guess it's what happens when you've been friends for so long. I don't know if I've told you this before, but I'm really grateful we're friends, see, man. I'll admit, I kinda missed you over the years. We used to hang out a lot. I was surprised when you approached me the other day. I was really sure what to make of it all at first. But as we got to hang out in the club, share poems, and walk home, I realized nothing had really changed. Do you think we'll be like this forever? As much as I want to say yes, there's no telling how life will be for us during college, or even afterwards. Still, I can't be positive, though. I sure hope so, Sayori. It's been this long already, right? I can't imagine you ever changing, so my hopes are up. We haven't really talked in years. Then when we do, it's just like nothing's really changed. I think I read somewhere that's a sign of a friendship that's built to last. So here's hoping. I hope so too. I'm so happy. Sayori has a whimsical expression in her eyes. We remain silent for a moment. Who would have guessed that such a simple action to get some crayons would have resulted in such a heartfelt moment? Then again, with Sayori, it's impossible to tell. Anyway, I guess we should go back. I don't want to worry Monica, you know? Good luck with that. She's gonna see your forehead either way. Not if I hide it under my bangs. She's gonna see it. Sayori hops to her feet. Ah! She clutches her forehead again. Sayori, don't stand up too fast after hurting yourself. Ah, sorry. Well, I guess it's too late now. Anyway, let's go. I follow Sayori out of the classroom. Sayori plays with her bangs to try to hide the bump, but without much success. In a moment, we make it back to the clubroom. Ah, you're back. Good timing. I was just about ready to start sharing our poems. Hey, Sayori, your forehead. I was playing with the crayons and smacked my forehead into the shelf. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Seaman got me a nice cold drink. Right, okay. Glad you're okay, Sayori. Did you get everything we needed? Uh-huh, I have it right. Eh. Sayori frantically glances around herself. I forgot all this stuff. Sounds about right. Calm down, Sayori. I have it all right here. I found the poster paper, too. Sounds like you ended up doing all the work. Ah, well, Sayori. I felt to come up with an excuse for Sayori. I made it an adventure. Yeah, that. Haha, okay. In any case, good work. I'll start working on the posters tonight. Thanks, you two. Okay, everyone. Are you ready to share your poems? Guess I should grab mine. After making sure the crayon box is closed tightly, I return to my seat. Well, let's do Sayori last, because I'm definitely on her route. Let's do Natsuki. Well, not bad, but not good. Honestly, it's just like your first poem. Yeah, I did kind of try to write like my first one, though I did attempt to make it a little bit better. Well, mission accomplished, I guess. Still, same things as last time. Try to make it more creative. It's kind of bland as is. Noted. Oh yeah, I should probably show you mine. Here. Whoa, wrong one. I don't get it. I don't get why people who hate on good rhymes, so I wonder who this is directed towards, they act like it's dumb and a waste of their time. I don't diss their free verse or deep subject types. Be dark all you want, just keep in your gripes. Ah, sure, you can tell me if you have a problem, just keep it constructive, and things will be awesome. I'd like you to know that our readers will differ. There's no best style, you smug old glue sniffer. My poems may be simple and often straightforward, but charm can be found in such whimsy and order. Not all poems can be as complex as you'd like. If you think otherwise, you can go take a hike. What about kids, or the elderly too? Some read for fun. I guess I'm like you. Let us just go and enjoy what is written. You won't like it all. That much is a given. But give things a chance. You may find something nice. Just open your mind, and that will suffice. So, what do you think? I mean, it's well written at least. I'm not sure how I should confront Natsuki about this. But to say she still holds a grudge from yesterday would be an understatement. God forbid Yuri see this poem. Heh, well that's a given. But yeah, you could say that I was impressed. It felt really good to pound out these lines. Poetry's an amazing emotional outlet, you know? Uh-huh. Anyway, I can't wait to show Yuri the poem. Wait, hold on. What? Natsuki, do you really think showing her this poem is a good idea? You're really giving her a... You're really going at her throat with this. Don't you think that you should work out your issues with her? Yeah, well, she never tries to see things my way. So why should I? I think that's the wrong way to go about this. Relationships are a two-way street. Both people have to work to make things right. Why don't you try being the bigger person and just talk to her first? But I already know what she's gonna try. She's just always so preoccupied with looking complicated and smart. It's clear to me that she doesn't care if anyone can understand her, including me. You can't understand her if you don't even try. She might speak up using a more complex vocabulary, and she may have mannerisms that seem strange, that seem strange to you. But from what I've seen the both of you, she's more similar to you than you might think. Eh? That's... Aren't you judging a book by its cover right now? Well, whatever. You can't hold this grudge forever, you know. I want to see something. Yep. At least think of Monica and Sayori. Fine, I won't show Yuri my poem. Are you happy? I won't be happy until you try to talk to her. She's not gonna bite, Natsuki. Alright, I get it. I'll try to talk to her sometime. Thanks, you're gonna do the club proud. Shut it. Man, now I have to hide this poem away. It's really hard on it, you know? Could easily turn that energy away towards a more positive... Oh, I wonder what would have happened if I chose her later on. And she showed it to her. I just thought of that. Huh, guess I'll never know. You could easily turn that energy away towards more positive things though, right? I guess so. I'm just frustrated that my poem's message missed the mark this time. You should always try to make something people can take a message away from. Remember that. Anyway, I'm gonna write a good one tomorrow. So just you wait. Huh. Let's try Yuri now. Alright, let me take a look at your piece for today. I got her a lot. I'm not on her path, obviously. Must say, man, I like this poem a fair bit more than yesterday's. Even this early, your skill is improving remarkably. Really? Thanks, Yuri. That means a lot. I know how much you care about this sort of thing. Hey, it's really no trouble. I know sometimes writing can be a daunting task, so don't be too concerned if things don't always work out. Pushing the boundaries in poetry can be a great thing. Metaphors might seem complicated sometimes, but don't stress them too much. While, of course, you want to choose images that can capture the message you're trying to get across. I think the first things that come to mind are probably the clearest. Even if the metaphor doesn't seem to make sense, it can force your reader to think about something they wouldn't normally. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise. I see. I think I might give that a go with my next poem. Thank you for sharing that with me, Yuri. Well, if you'd like to see an example of that, written something that captures that essence, sure, I'd love to take a look. If it's something you've written, I'm sure it'll floor me. Yuri smiles shyly, handing me her poem. Resist. A whimsical, tiny, What's this word? C-E... something I-S-E? Circe? Man, I should know. Curse? Bro, I don't know, man. Cease friend. Sleeps along my amber bookend, dreaming about a sanguine day, where... Bro, it's his handwriting. Where... Missoned? Slender lampposts play. She beckons me, her hand extends, piercing pupils. Readily send. Readily rend? Readily read. This is bad, man. I should not read that. Azure channels bend and twist, cautiously held above the wrists. However, she finds her advances shunned, always cracking, always stunned, never able to draw the lance. Across my arms, she's never it's about cutting herself. That took me way too long to figure it out. Yeah, this is talking about cutting herself, isn't she? Or am I being stupid? No, that's definitely her pocket knife right there. Azure channels bend and twist. However, she finds her advances shunned, always cracking, always stunned, never able to draw the lance. Across my arms, she's never danced. Perhaps it would be for the best, if I laid her down to rest, whilst I haven't given in to painful pleading from within. I think that it might be smart to save the song of fumbling hearts, lest tens make me dizzily fall, and answer her violet vivalent? I think it's vivalent call. It might be vivalent. I think it's vivalent call. Violent vivalent call. I felt a bit guilty after yesterday's argument with Natsuki. I wanted to experiment with my style a bit more. Hopefully it's not too confusing. No, that's fine. Even if it's a bit more involved than yesterday's, I still like it. I'm noticing a lot more symbolism as well. I don't want to assume anything, but the tone of the poem, I'm not sure how to describe it. Yes, I really wanted to test my abilities in creative expression. I didn't go too far, did I? No, it's really good. No, it's really good. I just don't know if I'm good enough at this to deduce the meaning. If I had to explain it, I'd say it's about a closely guarded secret. I imagine everyone has a little something like that. Something they're forced to keep to themselves for fear of ridicule. That was ridicule, right? Yeah. It's nice to be able to write about that sort of thing every now and then. If it's something you enjoy doing, shouldn't you write about it more? Well, it's not that simple. It's something I'm uncomfortable talking about. I'm not sure people would understand. If anyone were to find out about it, well, I guess as long as it's not hurting anyone, people shouldn't pry. Do you think so? So sorry, I was just thinking of something. It's a good point, though. The best I can do is try to embrace my own weirdness, right? Otherwise, I think I'd hate myself. Sorry to keep you so long. Thank you for allowing me to ramble. Let's save this right now before I forget. It's been like 50 minutes since I've saved. I don't want to lose it. Huh. Do Sayori last. Let's do Monica. Hi again, C-Man. I'm trusting the club's been doing you well. Same answer as yesterday. That's nice to hear. So, how's the writing going? It's alright, I guess. Just alright. No, I guess I should say that it's revolutionized my world and brought color into my previously lifeless, life. Well, I say that, but the club, it's not the poetry, really. That has made my days more interesting. Okay, can with the sarcasm, mister. At least you're not hating it, though, right? Nah, it's been an interesting experience, at least. Gives me a new hobby to do. I'm happy that you're applying yourself, at least. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. Haha, I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go. Give my poem to Monica. Alright. I can see that you've put some good effort there. Very sincere poem, once again. And very similar to Sayori's poetry. Yeah, definitely Sayori's line. You might still have more in common with her than you think. Maybe. It's easier to write from my heart. No, it's easier to write about from my heart when I'm thinking about nostalgic things. So that might be it. Writing poetry while wearing rose-tinted glasses then? Well, it's not like I do it intentionally. That's just how my brain works. I mean, even if you did, there's nothing wrong with that. Poetry can be seen as another way to express your inner emotions. A way that you can use when a way that, oh my god, doing this shit at 3 a.m. man, maybe I should play this earlier in the day. Nah, what am I doing? A way that you can use when ordinary prose can't quite describe what's in your mind. So writing about how your long-lost childhood friend makes you feel is just as valid as, say, writing about how the human condition is inherently full of conflict. I'm guessing that the latter is more of a Yuri poem. You might think of that. You might think that. But actually, a style like Sayori's could still fit the theme just as well. Really? How do you figure? Well, first off, have you ever heard of the poet Robert Frost? Yes, I have. I think I have, probably in an English class somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised if you learned about him in class. He's an incredibly famous American poet, after all. Anyway, it's easy to recognize his poetry, since he always used classic meters. Meters? M-E-T-E-R-S, meters? And tons of monologues and dialogues. Classic meters. I've never heard that saying before. Classic meters. He was also pretty fond of themes centering around nature in New England. I always liked Robert Frost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that doesn't really sound like anything like Sayori's poetry. He makes some good poems, though. Nah, you're actually right. She doesn't have the lyricism that Frost has. Not too many of their themes intersect. I guess that the mood of their poetry is what strikes me as similar. It's a fair point. They do both have a similar mood. Very, kind of solemn is the right word. But, yeah. Both of them write incredibly sincere and powerful poems, even though they aren't mind-bogglingly complex or anything. And although their poems may seem to be about one thing at first, with another read-through, you might find that there's actually a deeper meaning behind the works. That's probably why so many people like Robert Frost, honestly. That doesn't sound a bit more like Sayori's poetry. Is she really that deep? See, man, you shouldn't underestimate Sayori. In fact, why don't you ask her for another look at her poetry? Then you'll see what I mean. Alright. I'll talk to her about it sometime. But in the meantime, you want to show me your poem now? I think it's about time you let your poem shine. Sure thing, C-Man. I like the way this one turned out. I hope you do too. Alright, let's take a look. Pressurized. I float there, in vast, hollow emptiness, large but small, grandiose and overwhelming, yet a dust mote, drifting, meandering, carried along, and endless void. But then I realize, my eyes open, bloodshot, my mouth opens, gasping for breath in this crushing, suppressing, restraining, boundless, everlasting, suffocating vacuum of torment. Atmosphere, Pascal, Tor, screaming with no mouth. I have no mouth, man, I'm a scream. Wonder if that's the reference to that. Stretching, restraining, unrelenting, clawing with no nails, disintegrating in a suffocating poem of absence. Another one, very, very solemn theme, very, like the box of before. It's even more abstract than your last one, huh? Really, or really freeform, if that's what you'd call it. Haha. I guess it's just the way I write. Sorry if you don't like it. Nah, I never said that. It's just the kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess. The other girls don't do this stuff nearly as much as you, at least. Yeah. You could say that they're a bit more traditional when it comes to their structure. But I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of a poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise. It fragments everything and leaves a dissonant tone with the reader. I like the fragmentation. I see. I guess that there's a lot of things you can do with poetry. Definitely, poetry is very much an art form. You're meant to craft poems using never-before-seen combinations of words that interpret the world before you. You really do love poetry, huh? Maybe you should write a poem about poetry someday. It's not a bad idea. Anyway, it's still hard for me to tell what your poem's about. Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with the reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to share your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? Now, we've all had to experience that at this point with the poetry discussions and all. But it can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something you've put so much into. If you find other people who enjoy writing, though, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good, or okay, or bad, they'll want to focus more on everything that went into it, and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it will make you want to continue improving. Yeah, it definitely is more helpful getting real criticism and feedback rather than just empty words. I guess I've really hit the mother lode with the literature club. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. And last but not least, Sayori herself. See, man, your poems are seriously amazing. I can't believe you never told me how good a poet you were. Huh? Sayori, I'm really not that great. You're the only one who likes my poems this much. Really? You're telling me Yuri or Natsuki don't love them? Well, Yuri didn't think it was a bad poem, but she wasn't as positive as you were. I wonder if that's because Yuri was like... I don't know if this always happens, or if because Yuri was like second place for how many times I chose her words. I wonder. I don't think my style really matches hers. Nah, don't worry about her. She's got a super unique way of writing anyway. What about Natsuki? Well, I get the impression that Natsuki is the least likely to admit how much she likes something. I don't think it's that, though. Huh? Nah, I guess I'll be honest with you. I find it easier to write poems when I'm thinking about our memories together. Eh? Really? Sounds a bit strange, doesn't it? I nervously laugh, noticing the blush that's crept up her face. Her cheeks, I mean. I don't know, I feel like my life's kinda boring. Wait, what? I don't know, I feel like my life's kinda boring. Like whatever happens in it is just literally that. Whereas with you, well, whenever I look back on our memories, everything seemed to be such an adventure. Whenever you were around. Like when we went exploring in that forest near our house ages ago. You made it seem like it was an exciting adventure. Kinda like we're both archaeologists or something. Whereas if I went there myself, I just think I was going for a stroll in the forest. I glance over at Sayori. She has a faraway look on her face, wearing a wistful smile. Hee, yeah, I remember that. I was convinced there were spooky wood trolls out there. Huh. That's exactly what I mean. You've got such a vivid imagination. And I guess I can tap into that imagination whenever I'm thinking about you. We have this sort of connection. Yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And it's still there, even after all these years. I think I sort of understand what you mean. Can I ask a favor of you? What's up? Can I keep this poem? This is the first time you've written something for me. Sorry, I don't mean to be rude or anything, but I read it for you. But okay, you can keep it. I still don't think my poetry skills are anything special. I can have it. Yay! Thank you! Anyway, I still need to read yours. Oh, aha, I totally forgot. It's nowhere near as good as yours, though. I'm sure I'll like it. I think this is from the vanilla game. Still. I'll read it again anyway, even in case there's something different. Bottles. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine, all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe. And I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle is starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Dawn comes, a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams. Friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go. Like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping. I blow dust off all my bottle caps. Doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally all done, I open up, and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle. But every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts, and shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. It's the vanilla one, exactly. I don't think anything changed. It's still good to read it again, though. I believe this is the first inkling that, there's more to her character than there seems to be. Wow, Sayori. I didn't expect this at all. Did you really write this? Of course I did. Remember, I said I'd write the best poem ever yesterday. Well, here it is. After all, Monica has taught me a lot. I've been really in touch with my feelings recently. So that's what this poem's about. I suppose that much is obvious. Unlike Yuri or Monica's poems, Sayori's are relatively simple to figure out. So, if I interpreted this correctly, you're basically doing everything you can to keep your friends happy. Yay, you got it. I really enjoyed writing this one. Just getting your thoughts out onto paper and turning them into a poem. It's like magic. Well, I think it's amazing. You should be really proud of it. Aw, thank you, Seaman. That means a lot. I didn't think it was that good, though. Nah, it's great, seriously. I can't help but notice that the latter half of the poem isn't quite as cheery. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, too. In fact, somewhat alarming. A very dark contrast from the cheeriness I'm used to with Sayori. Although, maybe I'm looking into this a bit too much, but the end of the poem is pretty dark. And you said you've been in touch with your feelings recently, so I'm just checking. Is everything okay? Of course, silly. Forgot to tell you, I really like writing about the bittersweet stuff. Stuff that isn't just happy or just sad. A mixture of the two. And this poem shows what I mean. It's just my writing style. Ah, alright, that makes sense, I guess. Well, either way, I'm glad you're enjoying the writing so much. I hope you keep it up. Good to have a hobby. Of course, and hopefully, you'll also stick with it. So I look forward to seeing all the poems you write in the future. Well, no guarantees there. but just from seeing the passion in Sayori's eyes, it's hard to be pessimistic. Alright everyone, we're all done reading each other's poems, right? Actually, Natsuki and I haven't shared yet. Oh, I can feel a storm coming in. Yuri hesitantly approaches Natsuki, who isn't meeting her eyes. And considering Natsuki's poem for today, it's no wonder that she doesn't want to share it with Yuri. And judging by Monika and Sayori's anxious expressions, they seem to be thinking along the same lines I am. I can practically see Natsuki's sweating pinballs. Meanwhile, Yuri appears to be blissfully unaware of the situation. I'd convinced Natsuki to reconcile with Yuri, but if she sees Natsuki's poem, well, it's all over. So, Natsuki, if I may. Eric. Now, how about we do this tomorrow instead? I'm not, feeling well. It's my time of the month. It's fine. I can practically see Monika internally face-palming. Yeah, that's kind of a lame excuse. Natsuki might have forgotten about that the club isn't all girls anymore. That's so. I'm sorry, it must feel absolutely terrible if you can't even share your poem today. You don't need to apologize, it's not your fault. I can definitely share tomorrow. Well, even if you aren't well enough to share your own poem, would you like to see mine? I, started thinking of our argument the other day. I suppose that I wanted to show you that I'm more open-minded than I may have appeared. As a way of repenting. I know that it's not much, but hopefully this can contribute to a reconciliation between us. Although we may have our disagreements, I would like to consider you a friend. And friends forgive each other. I'm sorry if that's presumptuous of me to say. No, it's not presumptuous of you to say that. Besides, I'd like to consider you a friend too. So, can you hand over that poem then? With a shy smile, Yuri hands the sheet of paper in her hands over to Natsuki. As she reads the poem, her eyes widen. You're writing using rhyme and stuff? Like me? You could say that you've convinced me to practice adding more lyricism to my poetry. Natsuki looks like she's speechless for once. Thanks, Yuri. That's awesome. There's really no need to thank me. Well, I'm really glad that I got to know you. And I'll definitely have something that'll knock your socks off tomorrow. Then, I'll be looking forward to that. I do hope that you feel better tomorrow as well, so that you could share your work with me then. Heh, yeah, of course. That was a crisis, and half avoided. I'm really glad that Natsuki and Yuri worked things out, and it seems that Monika and Sayori feel the same way. It's good to see everyone getting along. Now that we are done sharing though, I have something to discuss with you all. There's a great opportunity for expanding the club that's coming up. Is this about the festival? You could say that. Ugh, do we really have to do something? It's only in a few days, so it's not like we'll be able to come up with anything good. Yes, that's something I'm concerned about as well. With such little time left to prepare, I doubt we'll be able to put together anything good enough to attract new members. Yeah, we'll just end up embarrassing ourselves. Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? Nothing more than a few decorations. I can design some pamphlets to hand out at the event, and Sayori made posters to put up around the school. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what you're actually going to be doing for the event. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're gonna put on a poetry performance. Oh, what? Monika? Everyone's gonna choose one poem to recite out loud. It doesn't have to be written by you, as long as you put your heart into the recitation. Though, of course, it'd be great if you could show off your own work. And the cool part is, We're also going to let anyone else come up and recite their poems too. Yeah, I put a thing on the posters that says bring your own poems. It's gotta be so cool. Sayori pulls up a poster out of her bag and holds it up for us to see. Are you kidding me, Monica? Don't tell me you started putting these posters up already. Well, I did. Do you really think that it's that bad of an idea? Well, you didn't even ask us before you started advertising. We never agreed to stand up in front of a bunch of random people and perform our poems. I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that. Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear. Guys, yes, let's please calm down and take a moment to think about it. I understand that you two haven't had much experience sharing your poems out loud. In fact, we all haven't done that much. But I still think we should try our best. Look around. Monica motions to all of us. We're all here because we have a passion for literature in this club. Don't you want to share that passion with other people, to inspire them to pursue their inner writer? Yeah. It's all about exploring yourself and trying new things, all while having fun. Monica and I nod our heads in agreement. Natsuki and Yuri, on the other hand, remain silent. Guess that means it's my turn to say something. I mean, I don't think it's that much to ask. As Monica said, we're all here because we care about this club and want to see it flourish. And if all that means is a 2-minute poetry performance, then I think we can manage. Sayori and Monica's faces light up as I finish speaking. Hey, it isn't like we don't care about the club. It's just, do we really have to perform? You know how hard it is to get new members. It's because people are just narrow-minded jerks. They don't even give literature a chance. Who's to say this festival will be any different? I'm inclined to agree with Natsuki. I'm sorry, Monica. I know how much you want to do this, but I just can't imagine performing in front of a crowd of strangers. Well, at least Yuri and Natsuki have proven they can agree on something. Monica sighs, her eyes closed as she rubs her temples. Look, guys, I know you're anxious. I understand that, I really do. To be honest with you, I'm a bit nervous myself. After all, it's my club, so people are going to judge me the most if our performance doesn't go well. Natsuki, if it makes you feel any better, a few of my friends will be coming along. They're lovely people. They won't judge you for your tastes. They won't judge you for your tastes. I've known them for a few years, trust me. Natsuki huffs, turning away. She doesn't look particularly convinced. And Yuri, I know it's a scary thought, but I've thought of a way to ease you into it. Why don't we start by practicing our poems to each other in the club? No way! Monica, this is all too sudden. Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers? But, Monica, there's just gotta be something else we can do. Yuri nods vigorously at Natsuki's words, anxiety written all over her face. But guys... No, Sayori, it's okay. If you guys really think we can do better than a poetry performance, then I'll gladly go along with an alternative. So, any ideas? An awkward silence fills the room. We all glance at each other anxiously before Sayori finally speaks up. Oh, we could! Sayori stops and thinks to herself for a moment. Wait, no, never mind. That wouldn't work. Once again, the room falls silent. Well then, I guess we can't come up with something different after all. Monica laughs, attempting to ease the tension in the room. I know you guys might not be the most on board with this idea, but I think it's our best option. Please, guys, please. Can you stop pressuring us? I'm honestly surprised Natsuki's putting up such a resistance. I knew she was a little hot-headed, but even still. I'm not pressuring you. Both of them have raised their voice. Yuri looks a little startled, and Sayori looks anxious to intervene. Oh, guys, please, there's no need to get angry. Can't we just discuss this normally? Monica reflects on Sayori's words. looking a little ashamed of her outburst. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to raise my voice. It's just this festival is important to me, that's all. Ever since I created this club, I've always wanted to show other people. Natsuki, Yuri, I imagine you were both a little apprehensive when Seaman joined, right? After all, he was an unfamiliar face. She smiles warmly at me. But look, he's integrating really well. She faces Natsuki. I mean, you two bonded over manga, right? He asked you for recommendations. From what I could gather, you both share a common interest. Hey, it's not like we bonded or anything. It was just nice to find someone else who likes it, that's all. She shoots a look at Yuri. Haha, of course, how silly of me to forget. Anyway, maybe some of these new members might also be manga enthusiasts. Who knows? Surely you'd like being able to share your passion with other people, right? Natsuki shrugs half-heartedly. I suppose that would be cool, yeah. Monika beams. See, that's exactly my mentality. Wanting to share the things you like with new people. Yeah, I know that. It's just, are there really no other ideas? Remember, poetry performances are pretty much a big part of this club. Are a pretty big part of this club. We want to show people what our meetings are really like. If we just give out posters, or showed them our poems in writing only, it wouldn't really be a fair reflection. Seeing that there's no real way she's gonna win this, Natsuki sits back and grumbles something under her breath. So, what do you think, guys? For me? For us? Ugh, fine. I still don't think this is a good idea, but fine, I'll do it. Just stop guilt-tripping us. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. And you, Yuri? Yuri nervously glances at each of our expectant faces. But Monika, what if people start being inconsiderate and disturb us, or laugh? I'm not surprised Yuri's worried about this. I don't need to worry. If anyone steps out of line, I'll put a swift stop to that. She has a stern glint in her eye, and I have to repress a shiver. I'm glad she's with us. With us. Yuri looks somewhat relieved, but it's clear she's still worried. She swallows and nods. I suppose I don't really have a choice, do I? I shake my head. Okay, I'll do it. Yay, that's everyone. You're the best, Yuri. This club is seriously gonna be the death of me. I know you'll do great, Yuri, just trust me. But anyway, let's move back to the main event. While we have time, I want each of you to choose a poem of yours to practice reciting in front of each other. Yuri and Natsuki exchange uneasy glances, but don't say anything. Don't worry, I'll go first, since so everyone feels a bit more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Let's see. Monika flips through her notebook, searching for a specific poem. Here we are. The title of this poem, The Way They Fly. Ahem. Monika begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. Her eyes move across the page, in sync with her lips. Every word has the perfect amount of emotion put behind it, making the poem almost come to life. Her inflection is extraordinary. I'm impressed, and judging by a quick glance around me, so is everyone else. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Even Natsuki's once sour attitude is replaced by awe. Finally, Monika finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. Monika takes a deep breath and smiles. That was so good, Monika. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori? Yep. Sayori jumps from her chair and takes Monika's place at the front of the room. This poem is called, how do you do it so easily, Monika? Well, try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. It's your poem, so it'll come out best that way. Oh, I think I get it. Sayori nods to herself. Anyway, this poem's called My Meadow. Sayori begins reciting her poem. Seems as if her soft voice is a perfect match. As for the poem itself, it has a similar tone when compared to her other ones. It's peaceful, yet somber at the same time. Bittersweet, you could call it. Hearing the poem in her voice almost gives it an entirely new meaning. I think this is what Sayori means, when she says she likes my poems. It's like seeing a whole new side of someone you thought you knew completely. Sayori finishes, and we all applaud. I did it. Yep, good job. Sayori beams, and she walks back to her seat. So, who would like to go next? Natsuki, Yuri, and I all look at each other nervously. I open my mouth, but Yuri beats me to the punch. I'll go. Nice. Thanks for showing initiative, Yuri. Yes. Yuri rushes over the podium, clutching a sheet of paper in her hands. This poem is called... Yuri freezes and she looks up at us. You can do it, Yuri. It's called... After Image of a Crimson Eye. Yuri begins to recite her poem. Her voice is shaky at first, but the more she reads, the more confident she becomes. Similar to what happens when she gets absorbed in her books. The shy and apprehensive Yuri I'm used to is replaced by a fierce and confident woman. The poem itself is like a maze in its structure, with twists and turns in every line. But Yuri is unfazed and enunciates each word with perfect timing. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back to reality and glances around her, as if she's bewildered by even herself. Monica's the first to start applauding. Sheepishly, I follow along, and soon the clubroom is filled with the sound of applause. Yuri ducks her head in embarrassment, a shy smile creeping over her face. Yuri, that was really good. Like I said, you don't have anything to worry about. Thank you for sharing. Thanks. Guess Yuri's done for the day. So, who'd like to go next? Natsuki? Why should I go before Seaman? It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Seaman lower everyone's standards before I go. Natsuki. Monica hastens to chastise her, shooting me a sympathizing look. That was kind of rude, don't you think? I should apologize to him. Natsuki's face turns red, as all the girls turn to look at her. I decide to spare Natsuki from the embarrassment. Hey, it's really no big deal. I'll end up going at some point anyway. Might as well do it now. Thing is, I don't have much of a selection to choose from. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I take a deep breath. In my head, I repeat to myself the advice Monica gave to Sayori. Try to imagine you're alone, like you're reciting it to yourself. Alone. My house is the first thing that comes to mind when I think of being alone. The scene rapidly develops in my head, like I'm recalling a recent memory. I'm sitting alone at my desk, the dim light hanging from the ceiling. Gives a warmth to the room. In front of me is the poem I had just finished, the ink from my pen still fresh on the page. I pick up the notebook and begin reading it out loud. While I'm not the most confident in it, I still try and put energy into it. I can almost hear my voice echoing off my bedroom walls. As I finish, the sound of applause pulls me out of my daydream. I'm back in the clubroom, standing at the podium while the girls politely applaud my performance. That was good, I guess. Don't be so hard on yourself. I don't think it's your writing abilities, but rather your lack of confidence that weighs you down. That's something that'll improve over time. Over time though, so don't worry. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Alright then. That just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah. I'm going. As she says this, Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium. The poem is called... It's called... Stop looking at me! But you're presenting. Humph. You don't have to stare right into my soul, though. She takes a moment to compose herself. Anyway, the poem is called Jump. Natsuki takes a breath. While her voice is unenthusiastic, the poem has a surprising amount of energy to it. The rhymes tie into each other seamlessly, creating a flow that moves the poem along at a brisk pace. The words seem to bounce up and down with the rhythm, seemingly making the poem come to life. It's Natsuki's signature style, and it works exponentially well when read out loud. She quickly finishes and huffs as she makes her way back to her seat while we applaud her. That wasn't so bad, was it? She stares at her poem blankly for a second before replying. Easy for you to say. You better not make me do that again. Well, that's what we're gonna be doing at the festival, so. Yeah, I guess. Not like there's really any other choice. And I guess it'll be easier doing it in front of other people. I can just put on whatever face I want with strangers. I don't care about what they think of me. But when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. But I still hate the idea that we have to perform. She mutters the last sentence under her breath. The others probably don't even hear it. I know Natsuki was stubborn, but this is a whole other level. However, it does look like she's going along with the idea of performing for the festival. Well, at least for now, since she's basically outvoted and can't come up with another idea anyway. Really, that's a surprise. For me, it's the other way around. Having all those people looking at you, judging you. I don't even want to think about it. I can relate to that. Yuri murmurs quickly. The thought of so many eyes observing your every move, all at once. She trails off, shaking her head. Well, that's just how it is, so Natsuki sighs in frustration. Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. Speaking of which, I want to thank you all for performing. It might be difficult, but now that we have a general idea of what it will be like, we'll be able to prepare ourselves. Make sure you pick out a poem and show it to me by tomorrow, alright? I'll need to know so I can make the pamphlets over the weekend. I should probably find a different poem to recite. I know you prefer it if we used our own poetry, but I'm probably going to pick a poem from a poet I like or something. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting all this effort into the club. Low expectations, huh? Haha, more like any effort put in makes me feel happy in general. Monika smiles at me, then turns the smile to everyone else. That goes for everyone here. Thanks for going along with these last-minute plans. Anyway, I think that does it for today. Let's still try to write our poems for tomorrow, alright? I know the festival's coming up, but it's been working out nicely these past few days, and I'd like it to continue. Tomorrow we'll finalize who's doing what for the festival, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Remember, we have till Monday. It'll be so much fun, I can't wait. We all stand up, packing away our things. However, Monika's voice stops us. Oh, and guys... She pauses, twirling a strand of hair in her hand. This club truly does mean so much to me, and I really appreciate what you're willing to do for it. You guys are the best. In typical fashion, Natsuki just rolls her eyes. Yuri smiles timidly, while Sayori wears a hearty smile. Let's just get this over with. I hope we don't regret this. That's okay, Monika. Nothing to thank us for. We really appreciate what you've done for us. I can't help but catch Yuri muttering under her breath after she says this. I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. Yeah, I love it here. We get to spread this cozy little place to other people. Yeah, it's all good, Monika. To Monika or Monika? Yeah, it's all good, Monica. Alright. I stand up and grab my bag. While I'm certainly not as enthusiastic as Monica or Sayori about the festival. If I can pull that little daydream stunt again, I think I'll be alright. It's for the sake of the club. Not to mention impressing the girls. Once I'm fully packed up, I walk over to Sayori. Ready to go? Yep. Jeez, don't you ever get tired of always walking home with Seaman, Sayori? Hey, what's that supposed to mean? No, I don't mind her. You guys are more adorable than anything. Alright, alright. No need to make such a big deal about it. Must be a little nice, though. Yeah, I guess. Ah, jeez. Let's just go already, Sayori. Okay. The two of us begin the walk home. A lot has changed in these past few days. Lost in thought. I don't even notice how quiet Sayori's being until we're almost back home. There's a lot going on in the club now, eh? I'll bet you're thinking about all the new vice president duties that you'll have to deal with once the club grows bigger. Oh yeah. Anything specific on your mind? Not really. Sorry, did you want to talk? I mean, we don't have to if you're thinking about stuff. Nah, it's fine talking to you. I was thinking about something from earlier. It's nice that we, never mind, it's nothing. You're sounding a little like Yuri right now. Oh yeah. Well, I guess I just have a question for you. What's up? Sayori clears her throat before speaking. So, let's just say that one day you're... Oh, weird, it does that anyway. See, I didn't know that. Because that line showed up in the vanilla version, but that was because I did Yuri like 2 times in a row. But I didn't do Yuri at all in this one. So, that's just... Well, it's just always gonna come up. Yuri has to walk home with you. Huh? What would you do? What kind of question is that? You're kind of putting me on the spot here. Well, maybe I should save. Let's see now. When I did the vanilla, I said Yuri, so I suppose I'll say Sayori in this one, see what the different dialogue tree is. Sayori. I'd walk home with you, of course. Sayori pauses for a moment. Huh? She glanced at me from the side before turning away. But, she's so beautiful and smart. Jeez, why me? Her reply surprises me, and I'm not sure how to answer, or what she wants to hear. I already see her in the club every day. Besides, you really seem to really like going home together. I wouldn't want to ruin that for you. You're so silly. She gives me a pained smile. Think about me too much sometimes. Yuri would deserve it, if she wanted it, so... Sayori, I've already made up my mind. I really can't figure you out sometimes. Sorry. Besides, like I said, I've enjoyed catching up with you again. Why would I just change that for another girl? Walking home with you, and talking about it, and talking about just anything, is a great throwback. She doesn't seem as happy as I'd imagined. I mean, both our childhoods were pleasant. It's strange. The conversation trails off. It's kind of a weird thing for Sayori to care so much about. But I want to respect her and keep her happy too. Sayori and I part ways without saying another word. I reach into my house and open the door. I wonder if my mom, if the mom is going to be here. No response. Nope, alone. I'm alone, as usual. I mumble that part to myself, talking to myself, as if I'm the protagonist of a manga or game. I must be going stir crazy. Mom is still out on her business trip. She's never home anymore. I miss her. But I don't blame her for anything. It's hard enough providing for yourself, let alone a kid. Since I'm alone, I decided to make an instant meal for dinner. Digging through my cabinets, I find some old soup cans Soup cups. Miso soup sounds good. I unwrap the packaging, pour in some water, and place the meal in the microwave. While it cooks, my mind wanders back to my performance earlier. That daydream was so vivid, so realistic. Can I really pull off that performance again, but this time in front of a crowd? It wasn't even that great in the first place. Just doing it in front of the girls was nerve-wracking. Guess I'm not really used to being around people again. Maybe that's it. Thinking about it, I've kind of been subconsciously isolating myself from people ever since the divorce. Before it even, in some cases. I wonder when I started shunning myself. Maybe that's part of why Sayori and I drifted apart over the past few years. It wasn't intentional or anything, it just kinda happened. At least, I don't think it was intentional. But I'm glad I got to reconnect with her in the literature club. It's given me something to do. Something to look forward to that. Something to look forward to that isn't anime or video games. Talking with girls has made me feel more appreciated. It's a nice feeling. Something that's been missing from me ever since the divorce. Maybe that's why Sayori likes walking home with me. Makes her feel appreciated. Sayori. The more I think about it, the more concerned for her I get. She said some pretty weird stuff. But I guess people just have their off days. Maybe she's just changed a little bit over the years. Pretty normal, right? I'd like to think I'd be able to tell if something was up with her. Although given our recent distance, I'm not so sure. Sure, we've started talking again. But there's a lot less time. Maybe that'll change. And it'll go back to how we used to. Beep. I hope. I think I got Yuri again. Not Yuri, Sayori. Aw, man. The last one here. Ah. Alright, well. It's 4:15. It's been chill. Alright. I'll see you guys. I don't know, probably tomorrow. I'll figure it out. It's been chill. So, yeah. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Particularly John. So, yeah. Bye.